Right, 23 November 2024. And today I have got a quick update for this evening. And obviously, this is because I'm on the road and my network is not as strong as it is usually. So I'm going to be very, very quick so that we don't have a poor broadcast while I sort out my network here where I am. So today I want to quickly look at what is happening in the government of Mnangagwa. And we are going to be looking at this going into December. The Mnangagwa government is facing collapse, as I've said recently. And the biggest reason is because of the ZIG. The ZIG has collapsed and it has gotten to a point where the ZIG is no longer acceptable in many, many places. However, starting last month, the Mnangagwa government has been failing to pay the US dollar components of the salaries of civil servants. So the Mnangagwa government has been asking banks to honor the payment of US dollars when they actually do not have the US dollars themselves. So some banks honored this request last month, but this month, a majority of the banks have refused to honor the request by the Mnangagwa government to pay salaries when they do not have money in their bank account. So this is a very critical problem. You remember that starting earlier this year, the Mnangagwa government has not been paying contractors and suppliers. Now we're getting to a point where they've started failing to pay their employees. And previously, they failed to pay people who were working on contracts for the government. For example, people who did election work, people who did the outreach programs for the government, people who did activities on behalf of the government, especially civil servants. They had to use their own money to perform these activities. So the Mnangagwa government is broke. They do not have any money. And you're going to see this progressing. So I've given the Mnangagwa government up to the end of December. So 27 December, Mnangagwa government will be totally collapsed. The ZIG will be down to zero. So as I said, I am in a place where my network is not very good. So the experience for me is not good. I cannot do what I normally do. So tomorrow I'll try to work on this so that we can get a better connection. I'm on the road currently, and for most of the guys who tried to get hold of me today, you probably didn't manage to get hold of me. And I apologize for that. I've got hundreds of messages, and I'll sit down after this and I'll reply all of you guys who have contacted me. And the guys who have made their deposits, I'm going to acknowledge the deposit and I'll make arrangements for you. The guys who have made purchases, I'm going to acknowledge it, especially the guys who are in Zimbabwe. So what is happening in Zimbabwe is that we have started a new tree of Mve. So if you're interested in that, starting Monday, we have got a new tree. Our supplier in Zimbabwe has got a new tree that is very powerful. And I'm going to be giving some of the guys in the UK this tree. So, Musatongwe Nema Salad. And yes, this December is going to be dangerous. It's going to be very, very dangerous for the salads. So, guys, as you can see, my network is very, very poor. And as I said, I'm on the road. I'll try to sort out this situation. By the end of this week, we'll be back on fiber and everything will be okay. So we've moved and I've moved my office. I've also traveled this week and I'm going to be traveling until the end of January. I'll be on the road. So we need to make sure that my fiber is good and I don't have these interruptions. So that is very, very important. Now let's go to the issue of land. And I want to give a bit more of an explanation of what we're doing. So we're going to be working on a project where we are going to provide guys in the diaspora with free land for you to build your house. And this is going to be made possible through a structure. So we're going to structure with working with people that have got land, people in the rural areas, people in specific places. And I'm going to give details tomorrow of the pilot that we're going to be doing. So tomorrow night, I'm going to give an update of what part is. We're going to look for apologies there. I went away again. We're going to look for funds, and these funds are going to come, obviously, from people or partners in the United States. That is where we want to look at. I believe that funding can be obtained from the United States, from private capital. So that is what we're going to be doing. And my vision is that no one in the diaspora should pay for land. You should be able to build your house within a gated community, because you're Zimbabwean, you don't have to come home or homecome with paying for land. That is crazy. And if we do this properly, we're going to do something very big, something very exciting. And that is my vision. However, this can only be made possible if there's a lot of us and if there is capital from our side. So I'm very happy with the response. I'm going to give you the numbers tomorrow, how many people have responded. There is a lot that is happening. That is very exciting. And I want to now bring this to an end. As I said, my experience is not good because of the quality of the network. So tomorrow I'm going to sort this out, and then if you have WhatsApp me or email, respond to you before the end of the night. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And let's see what the comments are here. Mugoma Gerald says, useless government. Right, so useless government indeed. The government of Mnangagwa has failed to pay employees in US dollars. So this has affected mostly senior employees. So the junior employees who get very little money, some of them have gotten the money, but some very senior employees have failed to get money in US dollars. They only got the ZIG component. So it's getting worse and worse in the Zimbabwe government. However, everybody who worked on contract government, especially for the election-related work, they have not been paid. And this has happened for months and months. They've been pushing the Minister of Finance. They've been failing to get paid. I've even called myself, the guys in the Minister of Finance, and they are not able to explain why they can't pay people. For example, someone was doing election outreach, people who are doing projects for the government. I'll give you details of this as we go. But the Zimbabwe government is running out of money. There's no leader in Zimbabwe Komarulani. Yes. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'll be back in the morning. Let's try to make this network work as I give you the news in the morning. But we'll get this thing sorted in my new office as we move to this new space. Thank you very much for watching. And